Well, Day 3 of the World Economic Forum in Davos saw the U.S. call for United Nations humanitarian funding to be boosted by $13 billion. And Europe's refugee crisis, the global economy and security also remained high on the agenda. Now, CCTV's Jack Barton has this report from Davos.
Global security, including the conflict in Syria and the fight against ISIL, were high on the World Economic Forum agenda on Friday. So too was the refugee crisis, being driven by many of those conflicts. US Secretary of State John Kerry called for countries to do much more to help the United Nations deal with the refugee crisis.
To increase by 30% the response to humanitarian funding appeals, the number of regular humanitarian donors, to increase it by at least 10, to at least double the number of refugees who are resettled or afforded other safe and legal channels of admission.
Kerry also called for a tenfold increase in the number of countries accepting refugees and to ensure legal channels to allow 1 million refugees to work once settled. Austria had already used the forum to announce it will cap the number of migrants it will accept as a wake-up call to Brussels to find a European solution to the crisis, which is just one of a multitude of European challenges that were discussed on Friday. Before, it was the Eurozone that was considered the greatest risk, but now it's the entire European Union, which is beset by a refugee crisis, a spate of terror attacks, a stagnant economy, and the rise of EU-sceptical populist political parties, as well as the threat of Britain leaving the bloc altogether. In amongst all of this, there was still time to discuss the impact drastically lower oil prices are having on emerging markets and the overall global economy, which the International Monetary Fund now predicts will grow slower than previously expected and has been dubbed by the bank's chief, Christine Lagarde, as the new mediocre. Jack Barton, CCTV, the World Economic Forum in Davos.